Welcome back, friends. Some more excerpts from my book, Life I Refuse to Give Up. My mom loves to sing, although she has never strived to be a professional singer. Sometimes she would sing a Hindi film song for her God. Some may find this funny, but her focus is to connect with the Almighty. She doesn't care if the song has nothing to do with worshipping. Her love for her God is sung as a song which gives her inner peace. I hope you understood the idea that your mind can be controlled by your focus. If your focal point is Toronto, then why look towards New York? We need to understand what we want from life, and how to achieve it should be our focus. Sometimes our mind has a mind of its own and it can do things that we may not agree with. We need to channelize it, program it, and direct it to attain important and crucial aspects of life. Some people possess this quality to concentrate, while some need to learn that art. The earlier we do, the better we are in life. I like to observe people whom I met, and my keen observation helps me learn quite a few things from them. I've met some people over these years who keep their focus on unimportant issues. I've come across a person in the media business, one who loved to take part in discussions but had very little knowledge about the related topics. I believe that it was because his focus on the show was on too many other issues other than the actual one. Every time I talked to him, I was reminded of the age old phrase, Jack of all trades, master of none. He was focused, but it lacked precision, vision, and direction. These people also help us learn to try committing fewer mistakes. Focus levels play a big role in our success and failures. If you have read 10 chapters for a test, the toppers in your class read it all and get A. Fellows that are born to rule, mediocres like me, struggle to get an A. The below average guys struggle to get even a passing grade and settle for a C or D. These entire three categories had the desire to succeed in their own ways. All the three categories passed, but the one who stood out was the one that got an A plus. His focus is worth a mention, for he's the leader among the crowd. The president of India, late Abdul Kalam, said, "To succeed in your mission, you must have a single-minded devotion to your goal." Failure results when we have zero objectives towards our life goals. Our thoughts determine what we end up doing for the rest of our lives. Our mind is the first to transmit a thought, which later on becomes an idea to be accomplished. When I reach the studio every single day, my focus is to give my best. My focus is to first make myself satisfied in what I say and do, and the rest just follows. My sole idea is to express, impress, and unleash the performer within. Every radio TV host is a performer in their own ways. They are striving to deliver the news and their views in the best possible way. The presenter inside you needs to be assured that he's incomparable. Overconfidence, though, is a lapse, but confidence is a weapon, my friends. I was on television for close to 10 years straight, literally every single week hosting an episode. I may have had bad days, but I kept my focus going. My job was to look fresh, upbeat, and sharp every single time I appeared before the camera. On radio, one needs an upbeat voice, but on television, it's completely different. There, every blink is captured, every movement is recorded, and the viewer is very quick to notice and respond. I've always treated a tough show as a challenge and finishing every recording. I've always felt good about myself. I tried to do what I love to do with utmost conviction. I would forget my problems and concentrate on something that gave me immense joy. Radio and television industry taught me the value of time, especially the milliseconds. We say it is a game of seconds when we appear on TV or radio. Singer Bob Dylan once said, "What is money? A person is considered a success if he gets up in the morning and goes to bed at night, and in between does what he or she wants to do." That's exactly what I feel every time I enter my studio. It gives me liberation to fulfill my inner talent, which is to connect with people on a daily basis. In pursuit of fulfilling my dreams, I've come across many different personalities. It reminds me of the Clint Eastwood movie titled The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But for me, my focus to succeed was bigger than any of them. The good gave me inspiration, the bad gave me reasoning, and the ugly gave me a lesson in life that I'll never forget. All three taught me something very special in their own ways. I was disturbed, confused, and miserable at times, but I tried deliberately to remember, why am I here? I asked myself whether these people were so important in this journey. Were they more important than my dreams? I tried looking at them as a negative element that served no purpose in the big scheme of things. Apparently, some souls elevate us, while some have the opposite effect. We all need to remember that no other person is more important than your own goals in life. You will unfortunately meet more naysayers on your journey than ones who encourage you. If you come across a positive individual, make sure you don't lose him or her. In the past 20 years, 25 years, I've come across some really good people, but they were just a handful of them. Today, when I look back, I cherish their presence in my life. In fact, I've written their names in my diary so I would never forget the difference between what they made in my life. Listening is a very important feature of life. Take time and hear out what someone has to say to you. It makes us change our perception at times. It makes us introspect. It makes us analyze our mistakes, and it helps us to reinvent ourselves. Listening makes us patient. It gives us extra time to think before we act wisely. We are told to listen ever since our childhood by our parents, teachers, and elders. As a child, you always wanted to listen to the stories, the song of the birds, the sound of rain, and all of a sudden you grew old and stopped doing so. Why? Because you deem you know it all. Some basic chapters of childhood can be applied even in college or in career. Listening requires focus, doesn't it? Patient listening is the key that can unlock many difficult situations. This is an art which needs to be polished and applied regularly. It can give you extraordinary results. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Life, I refuse to give up.